4 seconds off the bottom, but produced a wonderful run down the hill. And
he's just such a unique, such an amazing athlete that you can never tell with Petter Northug. He looked exhausted, I agree. In the 50 kilometre, he needed some support. Gerd Allen helped him for so many kilometres, and then he comes back to win with apparent ease 2 days ago. Patrick, I think that Northug, this profile suits him. I think he'll be setting the fastest time.
Marcus Hellner trying to set the fastest time, just misses out, 5.4 seconds. Mike, here we go with Legkoff off to 1.2, and that's somewhere adrift, 5.6. He's only a couple of seconds behind the current leader down the finish, which of course is Anders Glorisson. So it's going to have to be a good descent from Legkoff. This could be absolutely crucial because Legkoff cannot afford to let Colonia or Northug pick up bonus seconds if he misses out on the top three, and only the top three getting bonus seconds today. 15, 10, 5. They could prove to be crucial with the last couple of days of racing still to go.
I'm just thinking of Legkoff and the Tour de Ski, the first Prologue up in Oberhof. He was third on that day, but I don't think this course profile suits Legkoff as much as it did in Oberhof.
I don't think it suits Rickardson either. 13 seconds adrift of the lead. He's outside the top 10 at the first checkpoint.
That's a huge margin with only what, at the top of this climb, it's only 3 minutes into the race. Look at Legkoff as he has taken himself to a painful place on the top of the climb. He looks really stiff, not relaxed on these tight, curvy bends that we have here.
Yeah, there's no doubt that alpine skiing skills pay dividends here in Falun, especially when they've reversed the course and you come down Murderbacken as opposed to going up it. Torin Kuhs just looking has produced a good time. Matti Häkkinen the fastest still at 1.2 as Sundby comes across the line, and Sundby just 1.1 outside. 5:23.6 remains the quickest time. Norway 1 and 2 and 6 at the moment, with Marcus Hellner the best of the rest for Sweden in third place. But this is crucial for Legkoff. What sort of a descent have we have? Watch his time onto and off the road bridge here in the Falun Stadium. Glorisson still, I think, just a couple of seconds ahead of Legkoff of Russia. 5 minutes onto the bridge. He breaks to the right. One more turn to go, and then that finishing straight from Legkoff. 5:05 as he goes over the change in pitch, picks up some speed into the last 150, and now he's got to push. Only 10 seconds to get inside. The Russian will not be taking the lead here, and now we have to wait and see whether he makes a top three.
Well, he needed those bonus bits, 15 seconds to win this race, then 10 for second place, 5 for third place, and he really needed to pick up some of these bonus seconds, but not his lucky day.
So 5.9 outside, fourth position at the moment. Now he's got to hope. He's just got to hope that Colonia and Northug, because they're the only two men that he's worried about in this mini tour, that they make mistakes as well. Northug has the advantage of starting last, but I just wonder whether he's going to get the splits all the way to the top of the climb, and he'll push too hard, and we've seen what that does.
It's going to be so, but he's got all the information, Patrick. The coach is giving him the information, and Northug, when he's asked to produce, he normally always does. And well, Rickardson, we saw him at the halfway or at the top of the climb. It wasn't good, and at the end he'll be disappointed.
Number 35, this is Ilya Chernozov. Russia still with Viljanin to go at number 45. Ustigov goes number 49, and then Kryakov, the brilliant sprinter, goes number 51. But I think Kryakov will have seen his best day in Stockholm as far as this mini tour is concerned.
I'm just wondering, Patrick, Kryakov, of course, the Olympic champion, will he be looking at this as a 3-minute race to the top of this climb, survival along this straight, get the recovery? He is an out-and-out sprinter. You know, this course is just a little too far for Kryakov, who goes second last today.
It's interesting, isn't it, Mike? This prologue distance has produced so many problems over the last few years. Angerer for Germany, one of the veterans in the German team, of course, himself a two-time overall World Cup winner. He's been right to the top, down in 15th at the moment, and I wonder how much longer his career is going to go. I think he'll have his mind set on Sochi. Very few athletes retiring at the end of this season. It's all about Sochi. Now, here comes Dario Colonia. Watch the clock. 3 minutes from Heikkinen is the target time. He's not going to match that. Legkov went through, and Legkov was some 8-9 seconds behind. In fact, he was 7 seconds down. Colonia behind Legkov. Now that is a big surprise, and I'm just wondering, I know he was ill after the World Championships, Mike. He missed a couple of races. He came back for Oslo. He hit the wall a long time before Petter Northug did in the Holmenkollen 50.
And then he survived. He hit the wall, you said it, and he really survived as Eliasson comes in. Is going to be just outside the top 3. In fact, it's so tight from positions 3 to 8.
So Glorisson survives, and now Norway have 3 in the top 5. Colonia has gone through. Goldberg goes through for Norway at 1.2, and that's a good time as well. Only 4.9 outside. He can attack from there. Nice cornering, very efficient indeed, good use of the poles, and now it's all about accelerating onto the downhill. For Sweden, we have Halvarsson. He too is just outside the leading time. Not bad at all, only 2.3. This next 100 metres, I feel, Mike, is absolutely crucial. And Halvarsson working well, straight into the skate 2 very quickly. And if he can dance around that first corner and pick up some speed, he could well challenge for the lead when he comes down.
When you think of the intensity up this climb, Murder Hill or Killer Hill as they call it, then so you're burning so badly in the legs by the time you get to the top. And Paul Tarainen really struggling here. Of course, he's maybe better in the classic races than he is in the freestyle.
Yeah, chalk and cheese, I think, his classic to his freestyle. You can see the technical problems. It's strange, isn't it? Because the classic, those who are good at classic generally have a very high VO2. It's slightly more demanding than the skate, and the skating technique is slightly more strength-based.
I think it is. You need the arms and the legs working together. And remember, when skating came in, it was more the stocky, compact athlete that were producing the best results when freestyle skiing came in. But of course, years move on, and techniques have moved on since then as well.
Now I've got Dario Colonia 1 second down on Legkov coming off the hill. Just trying to see where Legkov is lying in the area at the moment. He's in 4th place, 5.9 off the lead.
Disappointing for Colonia. Is he going to just nip inside? But you just feel this isn't going to last, David. Patrick, he's not going to pick up any of these bonus 5, 10 or 15.
Well, that is a big blow for Dario Colonia, and now he's just got to hope that Petter Northug can't get into the top 3. A real opportunity now for Northug. But if Northug's got a weakness, Mike, it's the ability to stay strong all the way through a tour. Let's see what Goldberg's done. Goldberg takes the lead, so Norway now 1, 2 and 3. Goldberg, Glorisson, Sundby are the top 3 men at the moment, and that's great news for Petter Northug, because it means the Norwegian technicians have cracked the wax here in Falun. They all have fast skis on. If it was one Norwegian, that would still be in debate. When you've got 1, 2 and 3, you know they've got good skis. Halvarsson going for the line. 5.22 from Goldberg. It's going to be very tight. 2 seconds get inside. Sweden are just going to miss their opportunity.
Oh, he hesitated. Halvarsson almost backed off just over the crest of that, well, cruel finish.
Halvarsson, the second fastest to the top. Matti Heikkinen still with the fastest time at 1.2. I have a feeling as we watch Petter Northug just sign his life away. The start of the 3rd to last race of the season. 2 more to go after this. 30 kilometers still to be skied. Vilikjanin, who's he's been strong. The Russians have been strong throughout in all disciplines, Mike, and there's no real surprise, because when a host nation, an Olympic host nation, the year before they host the big event, they always tend to rise, ready for the big occasion.
I told you, there's an energy, isn't there? And the finances, like a magnet, it has drawn a lot of money and huge amount of backup, which you need. You need all of that in place. I think they've been a very successful team this winter.
So you give Russians some gold next year in Sochi, in cross cross-country?
Oh, definitely. In the relay, I would say, without a doubt, they have a strong chance as Bransdal starts. Second last starter. And I think that Legkov, what he showed us this season, he's always a fighter. I think on those tough courses of Sochi, I think Legkov has to be a favourite for certainly a couple of gold medals.
So cross-country, certainly. Biathlon, perhaps. They've got some young talent, the likes of Anton Shapulin. Ski jumping, I'd be very surprised. I think they've abandoned all hope of winning gold medals in that. Now, Petter Northug, the last starter, and you'll know from the first 100 metres whether he's after victory or not. In fact, you know from the first 10 metres. This man means business, and he's away. The younger of the two Northugs coming up. That's not bad, 9.9 outside, but as you can see, that puts him all the way down in 24th position. How do you rate his future?
I was just thinking that Thomas Northug, he skis. He's not quite the same technical as his brother. He's certainly got the engine, I would say, of his brother, and I think he's maturing well. Maybe not going to cut it quite the way his brother has, but I think he is a future winner.
Jönsson, who just missed the final in Stockholm 2 days ago, really disappointed with that, goes through in 12th. I think he always knew it was going to be tough to the top, but I'm impressed to see Jönsson pushing hard over the top of the hill. I think that's the quickest 50 metres post the time spot that we've seen so far. So certainly Jönsson could get himself into the top 5. Here comes Newell for USA, 5:27. He'll be 8 or 9 seconds outside the leaders.
Just looking at the split time at the top of this hill, and Heikkinen was leading here. If he had not fallen in the last 200 metres, his time, I think, would still be the fastest at the finish. Ustikov, what a talent he is, really is. Of course, making his entry here because he is the under-23 world champion.
Yeah, I was just going to say, he's looking absolutely exhausted. He could hardly keep his balance on the flat, so I'm afraid a fall at the start of the downhill was pretty inevitable. 5, 6, 7 seconds minimum lost there. This is Kroc coming into the finish. This isn't bad at all, actually. He's certainly up on Colonia.